So I have a problem.
You're listening to TKR. All right, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary people, welcome to the TKR pod. This is our first episode, theoretically. I am TK or Tristan, and would you like to introduce yourself now as well?
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm the R in TKR. That's my entire piece in this.
I promise I'm part of it. I'm the R.
I'm here too.
Yeah, we decided to do this pretty much off a whim, more or less. I had a podcast before that had 3 episodes, so I'm a mastermind about doing podcasts, as you can see.
We're hoping this one lasts a little longer, but
honestly, the other one was just a huge problem with recording with 4 to 5 people and getting everyone's schedules down at the same time.
Yeah, and that's a problem, and that's why I feel like 2 people is kind of like just a good number.
Yeah.
2-man podcast.
It also didn't help that 2 of the people were married, so if one couldn't make it, neither could make it.
Yeah.
And then there was Julia. Right. I love her to death, but she had her scheduling was so whack.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's just the scheduling. But so I think we've got a schedule figured out. We're good.
We have alarm set for it already.
I have an alarm set for forever. I had it to remind me every afternoon. So anyways, welcome to the podcast. We're kind of just going to be talking about whatever we want for now.
Yeah.
We're both huge nerds, so it'll probably be about, we'll talk about gaming, we'll talk about movies, we'll talk about whatever else is happening in the world that we find interesting or in need of talking about.
Exactly. Like the fact that Riley has something on his desk and he won't tell me what it is until we start the podcast. So now let's figure out what it is.
So I have a problem. I have an addiction to buying bootleg stuff from AliExpress and having it shipped to my house from China. I wish I could tell you how much of a problem this is. So here's the thing, right? It's all the big thing is bootleg Lego minifigures.
How bootleg are we talking?
Like good bootleg.
Oh, okay.
Like they're making stuff on quality with Lego now, and so I'm like, yeah, I see a cool thing, I'll pick it up. But now my shelves are just lined, and my desk is covered in spare parts and hands, and because I just haven't cleaned them up yet. So yeah, that's my unfortunate hobby.
For the people listening at home, I want to preface this. Before he had mentioned that he had a problem, he said that his desk was dirty, and then he said, I have a problem. I said, oh, what's your problem? He goes, I'm saving it for the podcast.
You're making it sound a lot more ominous than it has.
That's what it was on my end. It was just ominous. That's what it was.
Yeah. No, I get that now. It's a problem, but it's not any level of problem that you're probably thinking of.
I have a problem, guys. My whole computer fell down and it broke through the floorboards, and now I have a ghost computer.
Ooh. I'd probably have better processing power than my one now does.
Ghost computer means I can store everything in the ghost realm.
Yo, actually, that'd be kind of crazy.
We're trademarking that for everyone that's listening. We that's ours. If anyone makes
that's ours.
We got it. It's ours.
Yeah. Taken. Sorry. We're gonna start plugging our own ad reads for Ghost Realm storage space.
At TKR Pod. Oh, we don't have a Twitter yet or an Instagram. We'll have to make those.
We'll have to make those. Yeah, so this podcast is found on pretty much any podcast platform you can think of.
Yes. And if there is a new one that is created, we will find a way to get on it.
Yeah.
It took us a whopping 6 hours to figure out how to do that, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. We're good.
They just don't like new podcasters, apparently. Like,
Yeah.
we were in a call. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Or was it the day before? I think it was 2 days ago from when we were recording that we had the call.
Oh.
It was literally like us talking for like an hour or two, just trying to figure out how to set up everything, and none of it was working.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to figure out the RSS feed or whatever you use to use your central hosting platform to post on other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. And I finally found out it was just because I didn't click the button to add an email to the RSS feed.
That was all it was.
So, like, yeah, Amazon just didn't have the email, and they needed the email to confirm ownership or whatever.
That's stupid.
So that was the whole issue. I was sitting there for a half hour trying to do it, just to look at it the next day and be like, oh, well, there's an add email button that I just didn't click. And Apple was a whole nother thing. Ugh.
It was that bad?
Well, it's just like you have to have a payment method on your account in order to verify that you're, I guess, an account or a user.
We need to make sure
like,
that you can pay us in order to prove that you're a person.
Right. Yeah.
That's so dumb.
So those of you who don't know, I'm an Android user. So I will take every moment I can to not appreciate Apple.
If you couldn't tell from the disgust in my voice.
Yeah.
But I am an Apple user, and I love every second of it.
Yeah. He likes paying more for less. But anyways, I will say Apple, as an artist, Apple kind of has the art market tied down.
Oh, yeah.
Which I can't complain because they're good for that purpose. But, yeah, so I forced myself to begrudgingly buy an iPad just to use Procreate because it's only available on the iPad.
You should have seen him when he bought it. He was sweating profusely. His card would magically, like, bend and miss the chip reader. And
I was sitting there
waves.
bawling my eyes out at the cash register.
You can see the devil behind him grabbing his wrist slightly and just trying to push the card in for him. When that didn't work, they just used tap to pay.
Do it.
Yes, come to the dark side.
I will say, though, that drawing on the iPad with the Apple Pencil is, like, my favorite digital drawing experience.
Really?
Procreate for the win, man. Oh, yeah.
So I know you have... Is that what you used when you were making the poster for the musical? Were you using a different thing?
So for that one, I should preface this. I was in a local production of the SpongeBob musical, and I decided to... I played Larry the Lobster, and I decided to make a poster for the castmates and stuff, just something fun. And so, yeah, for that, I sketched it out in Procreate on the iPad, but then I switched that sketch over to Clip Studio Paint on the computer, just because I was more comfortable with it at the time. But now I've gotten to the point where, yeah, no, I just really enjoy drawing on the iPad more. It's less hassle, too. I mean, I don't have to pull out my drawing tablet and hook it up and clean off my desk space to put the tablet there, brush away the Lego minifigure parts.
Indiana Jones, get away.
So it's just more for the convenience, not for my not that I've gained any more respect for Apple, but you know what? No, I just saw a video today. No offense, hey Apple, if you want to sponsor the podcast, don't take this.
We love Apple if you want to sponsor it, but if not, we fucking hate you.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way. But no, it's like I just watched a video today about how, because Apple is very anti-repair.
Yeah.
On their devices.
Uh-huh.
So some guy was like, his iPad screen broke, so he replaced the screen and like replaced one of the chips or something. Mm-hmm. And the Apple Pencil literally stopped working.
What?
It's serialized so that it only works with like a very specific chip and a very specific screen. And so when he would try to draw on it, it was all warbly. But as soon as he replaced the old chip back in there, it worked perfectly fine.
Was the old chip damaged enough?
No. No, I guess I don't know why exactly he replaced it or if he was just testing it. But like, as soon as that old chip went back in there, it worked perfectly fine.
Huh. Yeah, that sounds
Just
like an
crazy.
Apple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we love Apple.
Yeah.
We don't want to burn any bridges with the companies on our first episode.
If you want to give us an iPhone 17 to test for the next 5 years, we will totally do that. If you want to give it to us for free, we would love you so much.
And if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Music, then hey, good job. We appreciate you.
If you listen to this Apple Music, good.
Good for you.
Yeah, good.
We love Apple here.
Give us a 5-star review.
Is that even how that works?
I think on Apple you can give 5-star reviews for podcasts. I think and then other things you just write a review. I don't know if they have stars values to them.
Gotcha. So here's the thing: is I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Podcast?
I'd say that's like podcasts.
Podcast.
I would say that's my primary entertainment form. Other than just like YouTube. I don't watch a whole lot of shows. I really only watch movies when I go to the movie theater. Which is
I mean, you're at a movie theater.
Right. But because it's just so convenient, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're working on something or, like for me, with my artwork, I don't like to have to look at a screen. I can't physically look up at a screen to watch something.
Yeah.
And so it's so much easier for me to just pop on a podcast and, be able to not have to look at a screen or whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have, let's see, how many podcasts do I have? Because I for my job, I literally will just put in headphones whenever I'm working and just kind of zone into my work. So I always listen to a podcast to be able to like keep myself in motion. And I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 8 podcasts. No, 7. 7 podcasts saved that each go like a new episode on a different day. So now I have like an hour or two of a new episode every day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But none of them match at all. Like,
yeah, no, they're all different genres.
100%. One of them is literally about murder mysteries, but like not murder mysteries. It's more of paranormal activity. We have one about Reddit stories. We have 2 guys that just talk. I have a D&D one. I have one that has nonsense in it, one that has nonsense in it, and then one that I just recently got that is just 6 friends talking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
D&D podcasts are such a fascinating concept to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm a huge fan of scripted podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Where they have it, like, fully voice acted and they have sound effects and music and, like, because it's like, watching a TV show, but you're fully immersed because you don't actually have to look into the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool, but that's why D&D podcast is one of those fascinating concepts because it takes that idea of a scripted podcast, but you can literally do it forever.
Yeah.
It's like kind of scripted, but also you kind of write the story as you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool concept. I don't play a whole lot of Dungeons and Dragons. I've played like a few very short sessions. But I do enjoy watching those sort of shows.
Yeah, I thought about starting one as well because as of right now, I think I'm in 4 campaigns with me running one of them. And some of the things that happen are just so comedical that it would just make it for like perfect thing. Like one example, I told you about this, I can explain it to the people listening. Mine that I'm running, there was a situation where one of my players had to meet like the royalty, like a prince and princess of this nation, and they had known that their parents had recently like disappeared. Either they died or they're mysteriously gone. No one knows. And one of my characters meets them, and the royalty goes up to them and it's like, hey, you have a very interesting name. And my player goes, thanks, my parents gave it to me. I'm like, no, you did not just say to this royalty that, yeah, I have parents and you don't. And I'm like, it was so funny because the room went completely silent for like the 2 seconds that everyone was like, did he really just say that?
It's like, you sure you want to say that?
Once he said it, I wasn't going to let him take it back no matter what. Like, as soon as the
like,
words
no.
came out of his mouth, he was done for. I was going to ruin this man so fast. But
you're like, that's it.
He got lucky that he brought someone with him. Because if not, oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Have you ever watched, do you know Corridor Digital?
No.
Corridor Crew? So they are a VFX company.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been, Corridor Digital has been on Sam and Nico have been doing stuff on YouTube for years. But, so they do a lot of behind the scenes, stuff, and they make their own series and stuff, but most of their videos are like behind the scenes of what they're doing and looking into kind of the world of VFX stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made this show. I think they've got 2 seasons now. I haven't watched the newest season, but it's called Son of a Dungeon. And basically they have their Dungeons and Dragons group. They have a super complex table and camera set up all around. And what they'll do is they'll play their game, but they kind of add in visuals of them actually in this world.
Oh, okay.
So it's like them playing games, but then if there's like intense combat and flashing, it'll like flash to them in their costumes, like in this world fighting. And
that sounds so cool.
It's just like the, D&D podcast or whatever, but they fully immerse themselves with the visuals into this world.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm not explaining it properly, but
I'm looking it up a little bit. It looks incredible,
and it's funny too. Yeah, no, I highly recommend checking that out if that's your thing.
And then for you, if you want a D&D podcast, for someone that hasn't played very much, I recommend Girls Who Don't D&D, because it's a group of 3 girls that have never played D&D before, and their friend Corey convinced them to like do a campaign that he made for them. And so it's just them like exploring the world and having fun with it. To give you an idea on how funny these girls are, they had like this one section with a mayor, and they were like trying to strong arm this mayor to like get all the people to a safe distance. And so they cut off his hand, right? And that starts them in collecting hands from everyone they see that's evil. So they have a bag that just has people's hands in it that they keep making larger because why not?
I love that. And that's the problem, is that's one of the things that turned me off on D&D so early, is that I was playing with these guys who like they wanted to keep it serious. If you tried to make anything funny, they would be like, no, you can't do that. You have to. And I'm like, that takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I get that you want to have these intense moments of, like, super seriousness. You want to, but like, come on. Mm-hmm. Where's the fun in that?
And now I will bring up this. Have you seen anything about Baldur's Gate 3?
I've seen what matters.
So my friend group has been trying to get me to play it the entire time, but I keep telling them that I can't see myself playing it for the specific reason of like D&D to me is like the aspect of it is being able to do all the wacky and fun adventures in my own right. The problem I have with like a video game is I can like Baldur's Gate 3 is very good about being able to do wacky things, but you can only do them into the parameters of the game before you start. And that's the
Right.
biggest
It takes
problem.
out it takes out the freeform aspect of it.
Exactly. Sure, they have
it's like
a lot more things that you can do that's like out there for a game, but if there's I don't know, just I really just love D&D for being able to like be with your friends or being with the group and just having fun moments that are
yeah.
just out there.
Right. And that's why, gosh, this is probably such a horrible take, and I'm gonna get so much flack for saying this.
Let's hear it.
But I am not a fan of any form of RPG game. Which I know is like such a horrendous take because there's so many good, but it's like all of the good ones like Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, like I've tried them and I just can't get into them.
I have to look up if one game is an RPG. Oh no, it is. We can't be friends anymore. Oh no.
Oh no.
Borderlands is RPG. You don't like Borderlands?
Okay, you know what though? I would hardly classify that as an RPG.
I mean, it is.
Borderlands, but no, because you're still working in a very scripted environment. There's not a whole lot of free choice in that game.
That is true. Unless you're... Oh, okay. I forgot to mention... Really off-topic thing, really quick. Have you ever heard of Tales of the Borderlands?
Yeah, is that the Telltale Games one?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
I have it, but I've never played it.
It is so funny.
Is it?
I watched one of my favorite YouTubers play it. It's so hilarious. I honestly recommend it if you get the chance.
Okay. I'm such a huge fan of Telltale Games. That's like the only... Again, I don't think you'd classify that as an RPG. Here's my problem with RPG is I don't like having choices. Like anything that forces me to choose a class at the very beginning and get stuck, I just get stressed out because I'm like, no, I'm gonna be stuck with this for like the rest of my time playing this game. I hate having that much pressure when I'm playing a game. And then I get 5 hours into it, I'm like, well, I'm bored. I should have chosen a different class. I should have chosen a different build. Then I have to start the game over. It just like that genre of game just stresses me out. And that's the thing too, is I love open world games. But it's just that specific kind of like choose your own adventure, but also like just the choices, building skill trees and doing this. Unless it's a very linear skill tree, I don't want any part of it. Because I don't want to have to choose.
Which reminds me, a friend that we have, I won't name drop them just in case, but they had a dilemma on Snapchat because they were playing Baldur's Gate 3, and they had found out that they had misplayed, and they could not get into a relationship with one character anymore. So they decided to completely reset the game, which was like, I think it was 5 hours of work.
Oh no.
And it was just funny because they had put on their story that they had the talk with their partner. It's like, excuse me, now that I have decided to do this, we will not go on dates for a while because my intention will be stuck with this game for the foreseeable future. Thank you.
No, and I totally respect that game just because it is a super in-depth system from everything I've seen.
Yeah.
But that's just not my style of game. I just can't get into it. I am very much story-driven campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like. I want to be... And I still like to have, some sort of free choice about open world, where I go, what I do, what missions I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I like a world that's kind of built for me. Like, I don't want to have to do my own story building.
Now, with that being said, if you were in a D&D campaign, like an actual one, like a physical one, that was homebrewed, that the person that was running it had... Like, they had the ending and they had the main storyline figured out, but the rest of it in the middle was made up based off of what you guys did. Is that something that you're interested in, or is that something that you would say that you're would be more away from?
Oh, no, yeah, I would totally be into that.
Okay.
Because that's the thing, is you're with other people, you're kind of building it with other people, you're having fun, you're joking around, I would totally be into that. But it's just that, aspect of I'm in a world with a bunch of NPCs.
Yeah.
And I have to do it, like... I also just don't like games that I have to drop 100 hours into to get, like, the full story. It's like, give me something with a 20-hour campaign that I can just mess around in. Because here's the problem, too, is I am very much a completionist.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that I will go back and replay the whole game to get 100%. Meaning that I try to get everything, all the collectibles, all the secrets. I try to do all that first playthrough through.
Mm-hmm.
I will not leave a level until I have everything.
It's just 99.8. I will find the extra 0.2.
And that's the thing. Is so, like, naturally, even story-based games like that just take me a lot longer to get through.
Yeah.
So, like, the Spider-Man PS4 is probably my favorite example of that. Because that's one of the games that I got super into. That's the game. I should say that's the style of game. That, like, it's got the missions, but it's also got open world where you have some sort of free choice. But, like, that's the problem is I get so into, oh my gosh, I have to get 100% of this before I move on. And so that's like a 19 to 20 hour game that probably took me 30 to 40 hours to fully beat the first time I played it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I spend so much time just doing the other stuff. So it's hard for me to do stuff like, especially even like Borderlands, because you have a limited inventory space. I guess there's more storage and stuff in that. But it's like, I don't want to get rid of this gun to pick up a new gun that's probably better, just in case it's not better and I'm going to regret leaving it 20 minutes from now.
All I'm saying is, if you play Borderlands 3 and you find the damn, and you're not picking it up, you're not playing right.
I need to play through Borderlands 3. I don't think I ever beat it, actually.
Okay, other question. You are a Rick and Morty fan, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I should admit this online, but because there's a certain connotation that comes with saying you're a Rick and Morty fan. And I don't know but I would say yes, I am a fan of the show.
Have you seen that Rick and Morty are in Borderlands 3?
Yes. I remember that.
I think it was Mick and Rorty.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny where they are.
See, that's like, and that world of Borderlands just makes perfect sense for them to be in it.
Yeah.
Because it totally falls in line. That whole game falls totally in line with my sense of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
My type of comedy. I don't know if Borderlands 3 as much as like the Borderlands 2 and stuff. But I have so much respect for games and movies and just storytelling in general that can go so over the top with the comedy, but still create a compelling story and something that's like emotional and something that you can get invested into.
All I'm saying is I played through Borderlands 3 multiple times. It is 100%. They had a great theme where they doubled down on some of the moments that made it funny originally. So they did a very good job. I think one of the most fun things, what's his name? It's like Killfrost? Let me look up his name. It was Kill something. Regardless of what his name is, I'll look it up and figure it out in a second. Oh, Kilovolts, that's his name. He has like his own side campaign that you can do. He is probably my favorite one, because he has a whole thing where, do you care if I spoil what his mission is?
No, go for it.
So his mission, right, you go into this area that is only for this mission, and he wants you know the character Moxie, right?
Yeah.
I think he dated Moxie or wants to date Moxie at one point, and he has his 3 other girlfriends in that location. He goes, I want you to kill them for me so I can date Moxie. And so the entire time is you just going to each of these 3 locations, killing his girlfriends, just to like get him, just to get close to him, to then kill him. But the entire time he's like on a microphone, basically like just proclaiming the funniest things.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I know, and it's even funnier because this is where you can find Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I've got to play through the game. Hey, TKR YouTube channel.
First episode,
our first official Let's Play Borderlands 3. Let's do it.
It's so funny, and then they actually did very good with like not cross protection, but with playing with other people, because it used to be that if you joined your friend and you were a higher level, then it would go. You would be your level, but in their game. But now it makes it so that it equalizes all the enemies depending on the overall levels of each person. So it makes it more difficult if there are multiple people in it, even if someone is of a much higher level, which is very nice.
Sorry, I totally had myself on mute. I muted myself to take a drink of G Fuel. I didn't want the internet to hear my
hashtag sponsored, not sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. Yeah, those, oh man, those are the one sort of, I guess, RPG-like game that I can really get into, just because the comedy, like just the interaction with the NPCs, it's not boring, it's just funny.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a lot of environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
Meaning that, like, you find the tape recorders and you find the stuff that'll kind of show some of the backstory and the lore that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm such a huge fan of people who can tell stories that way. It's just like, did you ever watch Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Not yet, but it's on my watch list.
I know we talked about it.
Yeah.
That's one of those movies, man, where it's so over the top with the comedy that you're laughing the entire way through. But it's so emotional that, like, most people who watch that in movie theaters ended up crying because it's so emotionally in depth, but it's not overshadowed by the comedy, even though the comedy is.
Oh, people were crying. I thought you meant crying with laughter. People were just crying.
Yeah, no. Like, the story is so emotional that a lot of people who I know who went and saw it cried when they watched it the first time in theaters.
What?
Because it's I don't even know how to explain it. Because that's my problem with a lot of the more recent Marvel movies, is that they go so over the top with the comedy that it overshadows any sort of actual, like, emotional depth that they could go into with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so Everything Everywhere All at Once was just so... It had the balance right. And that's a hard thing to do when you go so into the comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to come back from that comedy and explore emotional territory. But man, they did it so well.
I didn't know there was crying in it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I don't want to spoil it, but it's kind of about the mom sort of trying to restore her relationship with her daughter. Is kind of the whole undertone of the movie.
Serious question though. I need you. This to determine whether or not I watch the movie. Is the mom hot?
Do you know who Michelle Yeoh is?
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
We're gonna get my live reaction.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's depending on your preference. But
give or take. There are some that like do very well. The photos do her very well, and then one that gets literally all the wrinkles.
Yeah, no, I guess that's up to you, but I will say she's a phenomenal actress. Everybody in that movie, it's just it's one of those movies that I tell people, like, I don't even know if I can explain it in words, just because it's like kind of multiversal chaos. But like, it's one of those movies that I tell people, just watch it.
I just looked up the family just to see the husband. I'm thinking this is the husband. He looks like if you told like a 5-year-old to draw Jackie Chan.
Dude, the role was written for Jackie Chan.
Was it really?
That's what's funny is, the role was, I think it was Jackie Chan. Yeah, the role was written for Jackie Chan, but this movie was never meant to be as big as it was. It was just supposed to be kind of a... So the directors, the Daniels, they originally just kind of wrote the script, and they were like, never expected it to go anywhere, but they got A24 to produce it. And so they were just happy to have the chance to make it. They didn't think anybody would see it. They didn't think it would win them any awards. This was just a movie that they felt they wanted to make and they wanted to have fun with. So that's what I mean, is like the practical effects, like... I don't want to spoil too much, but there's an animatronic raccoon. And it's like, it doesn't look good at all. It looks super fake, and that's the point, is it's just supposed to be kind of cheesy. Because they never expected it to be this big phenomenon. And that's what it became. But so no, Jackie Chan, they offered him the role, and he turned it down because he was like, this isn't going to make any money. Nobody's going to see it. And so yeah, they offered him the role, and this is the first role he's had in a while. He was a child actor. I forgot how you pronounce his name, Ki-yu Kwan, I think. But he was in Indiana Jones as a kid, and The Goonies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep. And just because he was Asian, he got rejected from a lot of Hollywood things from that point on. So this was like his big comeback into Hollywood.
There's a big cojones though to write a role for a specific person just for them to turn it down.
Right. But no, he did such a phenomenal job, and I think Jackie Chan actually did say after that he regrets not doing it.
Could you imagine though if they wrote the role for like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and then he turned it down, so they got like Adam Sandler. We need the jockeys man that we know. Adam, get in here.
Yeah. No, but it's such a good movie. I love it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it now.
Yeah, for sure.
When Riley described it to me, it was almost a year ago now, actually. Wow. It's
right.
been over a year. That's
Can
insane.
Can you believe that, man? It's crazy.
It's so weird. Just for clarification, me and Riley don't live in the same city, so we haven't seen each other in, now it's been, what, 4 months?
Probably.
Because
close to it.
It was May that the event was, right? Was it May or June?
What event?
Comic-Con.
Oh, duh. I was like, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, no, it was the end of May. So
yeah, it's been almost 5 months now.
Man.
Wow.
So here's the thing. I'm just gonna preface this. We're both in our early 20s.
Speak for yourself. I'm 95 right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. But it's funny because I keep having this realization of like we graduated 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. Which is just like, it's this weird sort of thing where you don't realize how fast time is already passing. But
yeah,
it totally is.
Oh, but your 5-year reunion is coming up soon. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go, but it's coming up.
Do you know who's running it?
I have no idea.
If I had to guess, I think I won't say his name. But I think there's like the popular group. Mm-hmm. If you know who I mean, I think they would be the ones to set it up.
Well, yeah, it's probably our class officers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. It's just one of like I've kind of kept in touch with all the people I've wanted to from high school.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of at that point where it's like I'm still connected to the people who I want to be and need to be connected to. So it's like I don't really have, hey, maybe maybe when this podcast takes off and we're successful podcasters,
They'll reach out again.
then I'll go to the reunion and be like, yeah, so now I have something to brag about.
That actually brings up a funny thing. So one of the biggest things I was scared about, other thing, I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/braverytk, all lowercase, one word.
Go follow him. He's awesome.
Yes, I don't do it very often.
He's a pro gamer.
I suck. I'm terrible. I literally just the reason I have followers is because I scream. But regardless of that,
he's world class Apex Legends player here, folks. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, I'm in bronze.
He doesn't miss a shot.
But one of the biggest things when I started streaming was that I was so worried that if I got big, there'd be that influx of people in my life that I haven't talked to in many years that'd reach out to me just so they can like get fame and notoriety from knowing someone famous.
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
It sucks to think about that because I already know for a fact I can name 5 people that would contact me immediately when they found out I was famous, and for some reason, and it bothers me.
And that's what I think about. Like, I think everybody has this glamorous vision of being a successful YouTuber or streamer or content creator, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this very glamorous thing that people have in mind, but it's just so much work.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're starting out, between editing and keeping a consistent schedule.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. And it's one of those things where I think I don't really think the celebrity lifestyle is glamorous.
No, it's really not.
I like the idea of being a niche internet micro celebrity.
That's how I want to be too.
Where it's like I can still go outside and live my life and not be constantly stopped on the street or have to walk around with security. That would suck.
Yeah.
It's like I want to be the kind of person where like I can show up to a convention, have a little booth, and people who are fans of the content can come up and be like, oh hey, like I know you. Get a picture, whatever.
Especially nowadays where everyone is like out to get you if you're a celebrity, like for no reason. You could literally be the nicest person in the world and you could have like one clip that shows you being like an asshole that's taken completely out of context. Someone will post it and play the victim and then your career's ruined. It's so stupid. One recently I saw was the Twitch streamer Nadia. She does COD Warzone. She was doing like an IRL stream, and I don't know if it was a fan or not, but someone saw the camera and he pulled down his pants and like walked behind her camera, like showing his bare butt, and that's grounds to be terminated immediately from Twitch. And she like saw it, went up to him and was yelling at him, and this mom, bless her heart, was like defending her son, not realizing what Twitch was, but. The guy gave like a very not sincere apology. He's like, yeah, sorry. And mom's like, he said sorry. Can we just leave it at that? And she's like, no, he needs to understand that like he could have made me lose my job and lose my home because he decided that getting me banned would be funny.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing that I'm like, niche internet micro celebrity status is what I want to strive for.
I'm never doing an IRL stream to save my life. You'll never see me with a camera outside of my home unless I'm doing a recording of like a location. Like there's no shot.
I mean, I don't know. That's the whole IRL streaming thing is just kind of annoying to me.
Yeah.
Vlogging is one thing where if you're editing and properly being cautious of your surroundings, but it's like I don't want. Like a lot of people aren't comfortable being on camera.
Yeah, and
don't walk around public spaces, and a lot of people just try to be confrontational for the content.
Yeah,
it's like that's so pointless.
It's like,
but
yeah, especially like in IRL streams or like even people recording outside and people like walk in front of us like, hey, I don't want you to record me, and then whoever's like the streamer or whoever's doing the video is like, oh, then don't walk in front of the camera. Like being just like having that conversation immediately. You could easily just say, okay, if you are in it, we will edit your face out because you asked us to. That like you just can. You don't have to be a dick about it. You can literally just go up to them and say, okay, we'll do what we can to make sure that you are not in this video at all. And it's that easy. It's that easy.
Yeah. It's... I don't understand it. I guess there's a lot of things about live streaming and stuff that I don't understand, but...
And then now we have the influx of people that are doing pranks in stores to get famous. I just watched one last night that this woman went to Walmart with a baseball bat and was hitting the TVs as a prank. She completely shattered one.
Wow.
And she called over one of the workers there and it's like, oh, can you help me find a TV? Pulled out the bat, hit it, and then like broke it. Was going up to other customers like, oh, you gonna hit it too? And she got arrested and she goes, it was a prank.
It's just a prank, bro.
It's like, what do you mean it's a prank? You literally broke property and didn't intend on buying it. What do you mean that's a prank?
Come on, guys. Property damage is funny.
Don't, guys, the camera was on, so it's fine. It was a funny haha.
It's fine. It's a funny haha. You don't pay for these things anyways. It's fine.
In front of the judge, you can't prosecute me because the camera is on. I said it was a prank before I did it, so you can't charge me.
I'm a streamer, so it's fine. It was just a joke.
My Twitch followers said if I break the TV, they'll give me 500 subs. I can't deny 500 subs, Judge. It's my life.
500 subs is 500 subs. I don't care what you say about it.
My music career is going downhill very fast, and I need this. I'm gonna become a Minecraft streamer, and we all know how that goes.
Oh, not the Minecraft streamer.
Why is all Minecraft streamers like that? I'm not going to say the word, but why?
I'm not going to say it, but
why do they all do it?
It's so funny. Yeah. It's not even all, but it's just enough to make it
a problem.
Minecraft.
What is it about Minecraft that does this to people?
Yeah. I'm not going to delve into it. Don't want to think about it. I can't play Minecraft anymore, dude.
I played it once.
Totally off tangent. See, that's the thing is I used to be super into it as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I used to play it on my Kindle Fire. It used to run at like 4 frames per second, but I still used to play it anyways. But no, they've just added so much to it to the point where it's just not enjoyable anymore.
It's watered down.
And not even watered down. It's just too concentrated, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's so many different mechanics to the game, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that it's still relevant and still being updated after this many years. But it's just one of those things where a buddy of ours and I tried to hop in and do a survival world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's just so much now, and they've changed everything to where it's like things spawn at different levels now, and they've added you can go past negative coordinates now, so there's no cap off.
Oh, really?
Or at least it's way down, and so everything's just different.
What?
You know, it's like, all right, well, guess I can't play. You know what was a throwback?
Huh?
Is I was lending a few friends my old PS3 like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if it worked or not, so we booted it up, and I had my old Minecraft PS3 disc in there, and this thing has not been updated in like 8 years, and so I opened it, I was like, oh my gosh, crazy!
You imagine
all the worlds.
You like load it up, and it updates in like 5 minutes, and like, oh my god, Steve's hitting the gritty.
He's hitting the grenade, and that's what I told him. I'm like, I took the disc out of the thing. I'm like, do not update this. You can borrow the disc. Do not update this, no matter what you do. I don't care. This is a time capsule.
I don't care if you die doing this, but do not update it.
Don't ruin it. So good.
We've hit the 50-minute mark. Are you ready to do a game show?
game show. Oh
Yes. So I have told Riley that I have a small game show that I've been wanting to do with someone, and I have it booted up and ready. So we are going to do, is this actually a law?
No.
We have U.S. laws, and either I made them up or they're a real one, and Riley's going to try to guess whether or not they're real. For example, we live in Michigan. One of the laws we have, or we might have, is you cannot buy cars on Sunday. Is this true or false?
That's true, isn't it?
Yes. So there we go. Do you know why that is, by the way?
No.
I read about it recently. So it's because it interferes with someone's ability to go to church.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's what I learned recently too. Is a lot of people don't sell out. Like a lot of stores don't. You can't buy alcohol on Sundays.
Yeah.
For like the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so bizarre.
All right, and I will let you choose what state we go to, and then we'll go from there. So, what state would
you have? You have like every state.
I have a website with one from each state, and I have my list next to it of the ones I made up for each state. So we're gonna go for it. So, what state would you like to start with?
Let's start with Missouri.
Missouri. All right. What do we have here? Okay. In Missouri, it is illegal to wear goggles in a public pool.
Now let me ask this question. These laws, if they aren't real, did you just make them up?
Oh, yeah. I just made them up.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that one is real.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That was one I made up. The real one I have is limitations on garage sales. It's
weird.
It's illegal to have more than 2 in a particular location during the course of 1 year. And it can't last for longer than 3 days. It must be held within certain hours.
That's whack.
Right?
What? Man. That's crazy.
Where would you like to go next?
All right, let's do Kentucky.
Kentucky. All right. It is illegal to use reptiles in religious services. True or false?
I see. Okay. Here's my thought process behind this. Is I feel like that's such a bizarre thing for you to come up with on your own. So for that reason, I'm gonna say it's real.
It is in fact real.
Oh my god!
You could face a fine of more than $50.
What? Why? Do you have a reason for that, or is that just?
Let me look up and see.
I mean,
no tiles.
That's.
It's so weird. When I read this list, it's wild.
Okay, so that's like the only reason I can think of is the devil in the story of Adam and Eve was portrayed by a snake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only logical explanation I can think of is like, oh, reptiles are the devil's form. But why is that state law?
It's an offense against public peace. This law states that any person who displays, handles, or uses any kind of reptile in connection with any religious service or gathering shall be fined not less than $50 nor more than $100.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, there's no reason. At least not one I can find.
Weird, man.
All right, where would you like to go next?
Let's do Texas.
Texas.
You're really testing my my geography here. I don't think I ever passed a single United States geography test.
Neither have I. That's why the list is next to me.
But you know what's funny though is when we did Western, I guess just Western Hemisphere. No, that's us, isn't it?
Yeah, Eastern Hemisphere.
This is sad. This is sad. Eastern Hemisphere, I guess. We took a whole class on it, and we had to memorize the location of all the countries in Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Yeah.
The lowest I got on any of those was a 97%.
I was gonna say, everywhere but America, I got really good at, but America I just didn't care.
Yeah. No, I don't know why. I just never bothered to learn them, but I could memorize the location of every European country.
Are you ready for Texas?
I'm ready for Texas.
It is illegal to be caught without a toothpick on hand at any given time.
Ugh. I mean, it's Texas, so it would make sense, but I'm going to say that one's not true.
You are correct. That is what I made up. The real one is even weirder. You can get married by proxy.
I don't even know what that means.
In Texas, marriage by proxy are perfectly legal. In other words, if you have a legitimate reason for absence, like military service, you can send someone to get married in your place as long as you have the right documentation.
Okay, so you don't even have to be present at your own marriage. That's really funny. That's wild. And it makes you wonder, like, when were these laws put into place, and why has nobody looked back on them and revised them yet?
See, this one is probably, I can understand this one the most. It's like, if you're, let's say you're a military man or military woman, and you're across the country, or you're even on a different continent, and you want to marry someone, this is a great way to do it, but at the same time, it's like, how many people were trying to get married in this amount of time that they made it a law?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I mean, like, there's got to be restrictions on it, right? I don't know. That's so bizarre. All right, well, we're heading up on the hour mark on this recording, so I think we should start wrapping things up.
Could we get one more in?
We can get one more in.
Where would you like to go?
Let's do one more in. Let's do Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay. In Arkansas, it is illegal to pronounce Arkansas wrong.
Ooh. I'm gonna say that's false.
It is true. You cannot pronounce Arkansas wrong. While not technically illegal, Arkansas has passed legislation discouraging incorrect pronunciation of its name. Better not to pronounce Arkansas phonetically. Pronunciation with the accent of the second syllables with the sound of an A in man, and the sound of a terminal S is an innovation to be discouraged.
Huh. That's wild.
They saw the They saw the Vine, and they struck.
And they were like, nope, never again.
How do you?
That's funny.
I just imagine, like, there's a cop in, like, this kindergarten class, and someone's saying, Arkansas. It's like, going to jail. I'm sorry.
Well, you just have to think that is either one politician or one group of politicians in the state of Arkansas who were so like aggressively against the mispronunciation of the state's name that they were like, we need to legally do something about this. Like, that's crazy. That's hilarious.
If anything, it probably was just like all the foreigners coming in from like different states that were like, oh yeah, I'd love Arkansas.
Love Arkansas, and they're like, nope.
It's like, we're going to stop to that.
Ban them. Mods ban this person.
Mods? Not the mods. Well, yeah, that's game show number 1. We can definitely continue this another time because we have a lot more states to get through.
Oh yeah, no, this will definitely be a recurring bit. Yeah. So before this podcast ends, I thought it would be kind of a cool thing for us to make just like a little vision board of what we see for the future of this podcast.
Oh, okay.
And we'll do it publicly here, so we are held accountable for it. So just like we can create some stretch goals, have like, just little things.
Okay.
So for instance, one goal I would like to have at least 50 followers across all platforms, not like on every platform, but total, I guess. 50 followers by the end of this year.
That gives us
3 months.
It was hard. I looked at 9 on my computer. I'm like 10, 11, 12. Sweet.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good starting goal.
Yeah. For me, the outlandish goal is I'd like to be able to quit my job, have this as my main job, be able to Twitch stream, and then have never work at a public place again. But on a more realistic note, I would love if this podcast gave us the ability to live closer together.
Yeah, for sure. I think that would be so much easier to just create content and stuff.
But
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go.
Okay, I was just gonna say another goal I would like to have is by next fall, I think it'd be cool to have enough of a following, even just like a couple hundred followers, enough to be like just like YouTube guests at one of our local conventions here in Michigan.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Just to kind of, be able to meet with a very niche audience of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of our stretch goals. So that's like a year away.
We got time.
I think we can do it. So here's our plan for now. We have a recording time set. It's a day that we both... Well, do you work Sundays?
No, I only work weekdays.
Okay. Yeah, so we have kind of a schedule set to a point where we shouldn't have any scheduling conflict for recording.
Mm-hmm.
And we're planning on uploading every Monday.
Yes.
Monday morning from now on. So we have something that we should be able to get pretty consistent on. And we might do supplemental content for YouTube, do like gameplays and vlog stuff when we're able to meet up in person for stuff. But I guess that's my biggest thing for this is just to have fun with it.
Oh, 100%.
We don't intend this to be like a business or, this is just, if anything, it's just an excuse for us to hang out for a day every week because we don't get to hang out a lot.
Exactly. And that's how I was with Twitch streaming too. I don't really care so much about it becoming a job. Like, it'd be cool if it did, but it's just fun avenue for me to just have something where I can just be myself and then reach a group of people and have fun doing it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's the hardest part too, is since we do work, it's hard to get on a schedule of like, of consistency. But so that's why I think we have kind of a good consistent thing set up to where we will be able to, we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
We'll better make it work because we're at episode 1. We need to get a lot of episodes done if we're going to be YouTube premium stars. Yeah.
And of course, this will get more natural as it goes. I already feel more confident about this than I did at the beginning of the recording, so I think we're gonna carry it.
Yeah, we'll do great.
This will be fun. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, everyone listening, everyone who got to this part in the episode, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you checking out the podcast. If you like it and want to follow our journey from here, feel free to follow on whatever platform you're listening to. We're on, as of now, we're on YouTube, Spotify. I think Spotify is going to be our main one for the podcast.
Yeah.
Apple Music and Amazon. Amazon Music? Prime Music? We're on Amazon.
You can buy us on Amazon.
Go find it on Amazon. I don't know how that... Yeah, go find it on Amazon. But yeah, thanks for watching. Any closing sentiments?
If you like any of the artwork that we have done, huge shout outs to Riley. He worked his ass off to create all of them, and they turned out amazing. He's such a great artist. So give him
gotta
all your
do
love.
something with that. Got to do something with those graphic design certifications that I'm definitely not using for a career.
They're coasters at his house right now. So
Yeah. Yep. No. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Tune in next week, next Monday. We'll be back.
Hopefully this episode actually airs. See ya.
Bye.